Cougar Tracks rolls on here on KSL NewsRadio and the KSL Sports YouTube every single day. High noon on KSL Sports YouTube, 6:30 p.m. on Cougar Tracks on KSL NewsRadio. And this week at practice, I had the chance to catch up with BYU starting left guard Weylin Lapuaho. Heading into his senior year, his first game this season. He's been out with an injury. I caught up with Weylin to discuss this matchup with East Carolina, his health status, and his expectations for his final year as a BYU Cougar. It's Weylin Lapuaho here on Cougar Tracks.
BYU football continues preparations for the East Carolina Pirates. And joining me now is BYU offensive lineman making his season debut, Weylin Lapuaho. Feel good to be back, Weylin?
Yes, sir, it does. Feels great.
When did you get officially cleared and back to the full activities?
I actually just got cleared this last bye week, so the bye came in a perfect time for me, and yeah, just got cleared this last bye.
Kind of feels like a little bit of a theme with this team, like unconventional spot for the bye, but in many respects, getting guys like yourself back, and it feels like it maybe came at a good time with also a young quarterback too on this offense.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You usually don't want the early bye early in the season. You kind of want to play a couple more games, but this year it actually works out perfect. Bear got another week to prepare for these guys. They show a lot up front, so gave us another week to just prepare and be ready.
How excited are you to be on that offensive front, protecting Bear Bachmeier?
I can't wait. I've just been seeing these guys. They just setting the standard all fall camp and week 1 and 2. I just want to get out there and help them out.
What were you dealing with that kind of kept you sidelined?
I just had just a little. I had to just scope my meniscus a little bit. I've been on it for a little bit, but it just started bugging me a little bit more this year. So we just wanted to get that done now, so we don't have to do it later in the season.
Well, this is a big year for you too. It's your senior season, so you've been one of the best, if not the best, offensive linemen on this team. Like, just what's the expectations you have for yourself coming in your senior year?
Man, I have a lot. This is my last ride with the Cougs, which means a lot to me. Just playing out there at Lavelle. I'm only gonna have so many more, so just taking advantage of that, and then just taking advantage of being around the boys in the locker room. I know the next level is a little bit more business-like, so just being around the boys and enjoying that is one of the things I'm appreciating a little bit more this year.
What were areas of focus for you, whether it's physically, mentally, to get ready for this final season? What were areas that you wanted to improve?
I just think mentally, just staying at my best shape all year. I know my last couple years I kind of get lackadaisical, if I'm being honest about myself. So just be my best, from day one when I get in here all the way to the last day we play. So.
And how do you feel, would you evaluate to this point? Now, I know it's game 3, but how do you feel like you're doing on that front?
I think I'm doing a lot better than I have been, trying to step up as a leader and show the young ones, all the little details, they matter. You might not think it now, but when it comes down to a game like Kansas, Arizona State, you could really lose by 2 yards, so every little thing really matters.
This offensive line, there's a lot of new faces this year, but when you bring up the young ones, there's the guys that are well experienced in college football. Jada, Gentry, Bruce Mitchell steps in. Just your thoughts from being on the sideline in the past 2 games. How do you think they've been playing?
I think they've been playing well. They've been playing with the energy that I know I need to match their standard when I get on the field. So, yeah, they've been playing well. We've been meshing really good up front. Communication's been well, and just them just playing really hard to, whistle to whistle, which has been really motivating for me to get back, just to get next to them and help them out succeed as a team.
Tuesdays have typically been on practice weeks. I think someone said Bloody Tuesday, where it's very physical. Is it different this Tuesday with an early departure on a Thursday?
I would only say it's just a little bit different just because we had the bye last week. Yeah. So we kind of already got a lot of our periods that we needed in last week with the bye. So it kind of changes up today how today's practice look. It's still, we're still going to be in full pads and still get the hard work that we need to get in, but it's a little bit lesser since we already had that bye. But usually with that early, leaving on Thursday, it usually doesn't really matter.
Crowd noise, I hear, has been just deafening on the practice field. How's the offense been operating under those circumstances, you think?
I think we've been working good with it. We've been hearing it's going to be hostile over there, so we've been practicing silence, just silence cadence if we need it. But I think we'll be all right.
Last couple things here for you, Weylin. And I remember back at day one of fall camp, I saw Coach Woods wearing a T-shirt that said "Big Dog Business." There's some big dogs on this offense line. You guys are trying to bring that business over to Greenville?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's gonna be up front where we're gonna need to win it. So you'll see some business over there.
And your last thing, your thoughts on East Carolina's defense and maybe the challenge that they pose?
They're chaotic up front. They show a lot of fronts. They run a lot of games. So I just think in us with our communication as a front, Coach Wood says 5 bodies, 1 mind. So if we're all on the same page, we have a chance to succeed.
Thanks, Weylin.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Weylin Lapuaho. Appreciate him spending some time with me. He is a stud. Weylin is an excellent football player, and I feel like his whole time at BYU has been overlooked at times, not appreciated enough. He is excellent for the Cougars, and again, I think he might be the best offensive lineman on this team, and he returns this week for BYU. And look, he joins an offensive line that has Isaiah Jota, who's the #1 rated offensive tackle in the country right now by Pro Football Focus. Andrew Gentry has been really good. Bruce Mitchell, I think, has been solid. This BYU offensive line is playing some good football. I think their best days are still ahead of them as they continue to stack those days and move forward in the weeks ahead in this season. But that's going to do it for this edition of Cougar Tracks, this Wednesday edition. Hump Day, we're on the back half of the week. We'll be back tomorrow with some Big 12 football picks and get you ready coming up for the weekend with Cougar Tracks on a Thursday, BYU and East Carolina week. More tomorrow here on Cougar Tracks, and it's all powered by KSLSports.com.